Slow today. Well, good morning, everybody on the YouTube side of things. Good to have you along here today. If you're watching this as a replay, you can fast forward right around 10 minutes, and we'll get going with the regular show material. And about that time, until then, you got me here. Better turn this down so YouTube doesn't get all angry at me. So there you go. Let's see here. Get my things ready to go. Don't need that. Don't need that. I do need that. Look at there. It tells me I'm live on YouTube. Good deal. Hope all is well with everybody subscribing and going on to my channel. Appreciate that. Today we're going to be discussing the Injured Military Wildlife Project of North Dakota. I got a couple guys on there. Justin, good morning, Justin. Where are you from, Justin? Let me know that, too. Yeah, let's get some audio here. Got that going. Behind the scenes on YouTube in the studio of Scott Bachmeyer. Here you go. There you are. All right. Let's see here. Get a couple phone numbers so I know who to call. Got two guys coming on with me this morning at the same time. Bill Shaler and Roger Cadmus. So I'll have to call them here shortly. There we are. Get them lined out here in a bit. Burlington, North Dakota. Hey, I got an uncle that lives out that way. Pretty sure he still lives out there. Got two uncles that live up that way. One in the Minot area, Dean Bachmeyer. He's the athletic director for Minot State for many, many years. And Uncle Bill Bachmeyer in that Burlington, the Lac area. That's one thing we don't get together with our family with a hoot. That's one thing we should do more. Just they don't like coming out to the Badlands for no reason here. As you can see, this is my guest room. Here's my studio. Morning, Chuck Hansen, Pierre, South Dakota. Good to have you guys rocking and rolling with me this morning. What else I got going on here? Got some things. A lot of emails getting sent to me and what have you about different events going on around the areas. Spreading, though. Got one from Wyoming this morning. Thank you. One from the anti-porcupine guy that calls me once a week about how I'm just a bad guy. Porcupine hunting. Send me a wolf thing here. Wolf hunters and trappers. He's against this, but he sent it to me, so I'm going to support the trapping and shooting of wolves in Idaho. Thank you for sending me that. And what was this one? Oh, Rusty's pheasant contest coming up in St. Anthony, or as they say, Snantney. That's how we said it when growing up anyway. So there you go. A couple things going on today, this week, this month, October. Morning, Darren Mund. How you doing, sir? Darren Mund. Happy belated anniversary. I think it was yesterday or the day. I don't know. It was this week sometime. So there you go. Hey, I got to call these guys. Stand by. Well, you can hear when I call. See how loud it is in your ears. Turn it down for you a little bit. Good deal. You're welcome, Darren.
Hello.
Mr. Shaler, how are you, sir?
Not too bad. What number is this?
This is my studio line number I'm calling you on.
Okay.
It's my VoIP, consolidated VoIP system.
So
there you go. So stand by. I'm going to get Roger on the other line, if you will, please. Here.
Okay.
You're on live on YouTube, by the way, so whatever you say is live on YouTube at this point.
Okay, thanks for the warning.
All right, let's get hold on here. I'm going to turn you down. I'm going to go off and get him lined out and bring you both on here. Stand by. Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger. Scott Bachmeyer. Good. How you doing today? All right, stand by. I'm going to hook you up here and get you all linked up here so we can all talk at the same time, okay? Stand by. Okay, Roger Cadamus, can you hear me?
I can.
Bill, can you hear both of us?
Yes, I can.
There you go. This is why I stick with Consolidate. Roger, you're on YouTube Live right now. We have a couple minutes before we go on the actual radio station. So I usually broadcast on YouTube ahead of time, get the rest of the stations that carry the program hooked up. So just so you know, don't say anything incriminating because it can be held against you. At least
I'm aware.
At least YouTube can. So, you guys ready to... you guys don't do antelope hunts, do you?
No.
Not yet.
Okay. But something you have planned on.
Well, we have a lot of plans.
Yeah.
It was busy down this way yesterday. Wow. Even we had a little shot of rain that actually came through. Not much, but enough to make it a little greasy in the pasture. So hopefully they were conscious about that. But there was a lot of orange in the country yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw some successful people on Facebook last night.
Did you? I don't know if you've seen Shelby McGee's. I don't know
Nope.
if you, holy moly. I haven't seen a goat taken with that long. I mean, just long, forever here. I'll try to screenshot it for you, Bill, and text it to you.
Okay.
But it's pretty darn impressive. At least I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. Here. Especially in this country, I guess. But, yeah. Choose that one. There, sent to you.
I'll take a look.
Yeah. Seems like a dandy to me anyway. Again, so we'll start at 6 after. We'll go to 15, and then I have a 5-minute break. What I have questions for you, probably going to take into the second side here. So we'll try to just do the first half hour with you guys and go from there. I think we could have enough to talk about. Or as they say in Canada, a boot.
Yeah, it's a unique goat, isn't that?
It is. Neighbor of mine said he found one for me, but I got gratis tag, so I can't go and hunt the darn thing anyway. But he has they're coming down beside his eyeballs. Both are aiming down toward the ground. That's the kind of stuff I like. Unique.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a widespread and long and spread out.
All right, I'm going to turn you guys down. We're going to start up here shortly. Stations, let's do a 30-second check here. 30 seconds on mark. 30 seconds. All right, stations. 15 seconds on mark. See what the delay is for you guys. Five seconds. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm your host, Scott Bachman here, and for the next hour, we have a good one coming up for you today here. During the first half, we'll be discussing with a couple of guys about the Injured Military Wildlife Project of North Dakota. We had them on this spring, and we'll get an update as to how many veterans are taken out hunting this fall, and it looks like it's a pretty darn good one here. Then in the second half of the radio show here this morning, open lines. You get the call in and tell me what you want to talk about. I know there's been a lot of people finding a lot of dead deer, mostly in the farming country and in areas like that. So we'll talk about that. Maybe get, what's the best caliber to shoot coyotes with. That's in the second half. But first, we want to remind everybody here about Action Motorsports on the Strip, Mandan, North Dakota. I tell you what, if you are looking for an off-road vehicle to fit your needs, don't care what you're looking for. You want to go to the hills and hit the trails. Maybe you want to do some hunting and ice fishing this winter, farming, ranching. Maybe you're just a recreation person or just buzzing around having a toddy. You need to check out the new Polaris Rangers, the Generals, and always trusted Sportsmen's. Action Motorsports also has any of the accessories you'd like to put on your ATV or UTV, like that winch to pull that deer out of that deep stuff, or that lock and load gun case, protect your hunting gear while you're getting your, out to that hunting spot that's a little dirty, dusty, and muddy. Action Motorsports on the Strip in Mandan. You can go to their website also. It is actionsportspolaris.com. Once again, Action Motorsports on the Strip in Mandan. I'd like to invite you to call in if you have any questions or comments this morning at 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. And if you, it's a toll-free call. You have any questions, comments for these guys, tell you what, they'll be more than happy to answer it. The Injured Military Wildlife Project of North Dakota reps that I have on the phone today, we have Bill Shaler and Roger Kadamus. Good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Good. Yourself?
Good morning, Scott.
I'm doing awesome. It's another beautiful day in the Badlands here. Sun's coming up, and I tell you what, every day I get to see a sunrise, it's a blessing. So, Roger, let's start out with you here. For those that may have missed this spring show with you guys, explain again what this organization does and what your goals are.
So, thank you for having us this morning, Scott. We really appreciate the airtime. So, the Injured Military Wildlife Project in North Dakota was established in 2011. When we petitioned the state for some deer tags for opportunities for our injured veterans. When I say injured veterans, any disability, Purple Heart, PTSD, so on. So we started it in 2011. That year we had one hunter, and we went out in the Badlands of Western North Dakota and had an opportunity with them, and it was successful. And from 2011 forward, we have been providing outdoor adventures, mainly deer hunting, to veterans. And 2 years ago, we were approached by Theodore Roosevelt National Park, Wendy and Blake and the gang out there, and we have participated in their elk calling program. This would be year number 3, and that entails taking veterans into the park to participate in their calling program to harvest these animals. And in a show of appreciation, the park gives the veteran an elk. And it's really a program. I mean, I can't say enough about the people in the park.
Roger, when you talk about culling elk out in Theodore Roosevelt National Park, what you're talking about is cow elk. Am I correct?
We're talking about cow elk,
okay,
spikes, and calves.
Okay.
No branch antlered animals, and it's a really sensitive operation. We don't target branch antler bulls because of we want to give people outside the park an opportunity to harvest those animals. So that is the view of the park.
Gotcha. Bill, this spring you told me when you were on the show with me that you had a pretty good response from the vets calling and asking about hunting opportunities. Explain a little bit about how that went this spring.
Okay. The veterans we have a website that they apply on now, and we usually get enough interest, especially with the elk culling program. There's been a bit of interest in that.
Yeah.
With the deer program, according to statute, they have to have an injury, and so that's a little different. And in fact, in the elk culling, we prefer that they don't, because it's a very vigorous hunt.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And they have to be in good shape to take that on, because they obviously don't allow any type of vehicles in the park. But the deer program, we have 10 deer tags available for them. This year we've got about 8 lined up, but we still have a couple positions available for that we haven't decided on yet. So if somebody is a deserving veteran and has had an injury, get a hold of us on our website. Our website is IMWPND.com. It's Injured Military Wildlife Project North Dakota.com. And you can go there and apply for the deer. Excuse me. The elk, we have our veterans chosen for that already, and in November we'll be taking them into the park.
So you have no spots available for the elk side, but you do for the deer?
Yes, we have a couple positions available for the deer yet, and I must thank you, Scott. Last time when we were on, I know that there were veterans that did apply because of the radio show. So thank you.
Hey, well, that's what we want to do. We got Veterans Day coming up here pretty shortly too. I think we just celebrated recognized the Vietnam date here. I think here. So I want everybody to be very clear that if you are a veteran in North Dakota, well, I know you guys limit it to North Dakota. Why is that?
Well, Scott, basically we started the group and we did not limit it to North Dakota.
Okay.
And then, we had, it was a rocky road in the early days, and money was a big object. And, some of these flights coming in from out of state, we spend $1,400. So we really had to cut back on that, but we have changed that for 2021. So for 2021, we are going to allow a few out-of-state veterans. We're going to stay focused on North Dakota veterans. I think, Bill, what's our number? 8 North Dakota and 2 out-of-state.
That's
for
correct.
The first year to try it. For the elk program in the park, that is strictly North Dakota born, not North Dakota residents. And what has changed, Scott, is a few years ago we were approached by an organization, actually a business, and they really gave us a boost. And if I can, I want to give a shout out to them for really helping this project. So I want to give a shout out to Gunter Honey in Towner, North Dakota, over there to Alice and Teresa and Richard and Dan. Without them, it would be a tough road. So they really boosted our program. And, in the last 4 to 5 years, a lot of area businesses have come on board, all the way from JR Sandblasted to Bronco Brothers to Bob's Oilfield Service to Dakota Sports to Dan Porter Motors to Puckwick Chevrolet. I mean, I could go on and on.
Yeah. So
when we go in and ask for donations for this group, we are a 501c3. We are a nonprofit, and 100% of every donation goes to the program.
Hey, Roger, keep that thought here. We're up against our first break, guys. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we'll come back. We'll continue talking more about it next on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio.
Pfeiffer's Auction Company will be hosting our annual Western Dakota Fall Equipment Auction Friday, September 25th in Bowman, North Dakota. This year's great event offers John Deere 9630, 7930, and 7730 tractors, Low Hour, New Holland, and John Deere windrowers, lots of great hay equipment, livestock equipment, harvest equipment, and more. This Pfeiffer's Auction also features dump trucks, semis and trailers, vehicles and ATVs, and a large assortment of tools and shop equipment. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for this live and online auction September 25th in Bowman. For online bidding and daily updates on inventory of this great auction, log on to Pfeiffer's.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
Pfeiffer's Auction Company will be hosting our annual Western Dakota Fall Equipment Auction Friday, September 25th in Bowman, North Dakota. This year's great event offers John Deere 9630, 7930, and 7730 tractors, low-hour New Holland and John Deere windrowers, lots of great hay equipment, livestock equipment, harvest equipment, and more. This Pfeiffer's Auction also features dump trucks, semis and trailers, vehicles and ATVs, and a large assortment of tools and shop equipment. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for this live and online auction September 25th in Bowman. For online bidding and daily updates on inventory of this great auction, log on to Pfeiffer's.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Boat Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
Welcome back, everybody. The Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Rocking and rolling on a beautiful Saturday morning here. A little sunrise coming up. A little cloudy here. It's day 2 of pronghorn antelope season in my area here. The 33rd Stockman's Association All Breeds Cattle Tour is doing their day 2. They started yesterday, and they're up in that Minot area. So good. I hope you guys have a great day up that way, too. So if you see them around, tell them you heard it on the radio and wave to them a little bit. They might all be in a bus all together. A reminder, Action Motorsports on the Strip in Mandan. Have your off-road vehicle for you, no matter what you need to use it for. Get the Polaris Ranger. They got cab, air conditioning, radio, the whole works in there. The General, and always the trusted Sportsman four-wheeler here. Action Motorsports has the accessories to go with it. You can find them on the Strip in Mandan or go to their website. They have everything updated there, too. It is www.actionsportspolaris.com. Action Motorsports on the Strip in Mandan. Go give Britt a hard time this morning. Go there, sit in his desk, and ask him what a Honda Tri-Moto is going to be traded in. Is that what you should do there? Bill Shaler, Roger Catamus are my guest here from the Injured Military Wildlife Project North Dakota guys here. Thanks for holding through the break, gentlemen. And Roger, I'm going to have to ask you again here. Or I'm sorry, Bill, how many deer hunters are going to be taken out this year, specifically just for deer hunting?
We have 10 tags, and we hope to get 10 deer hunters out this year.
So you said there's 8 of them filled up. You got a couple available. They can just go on the website, contact you through that way. But Roger, for deer hunting, you said any kind of injury, including PTSD. Now, are there any people that you turn away because of not having, I guess, the right qualifications?
Well, we do have guidelines, so we must follow those guidelines of the board. So we obtain these tags through the state of North Dakota Game and Fish with these disabilities intact. So there's guidelines that we have to follow. Some is we've had actually last year we had a hunter that was blinded in Vietnam in 1967. Both of his friends were killed, and his grandson acted as his eyes. So we entailed the help of George Berger and out in that Valley City area. And this grandson positioned the rifle and got them all in the scope, and the veteran pulled the trigger, and it was probably one of our most memorable hunts that we've ever been participating in. But yeah, they have to have an injury. Could be PTSD, could be a hearing loss, could be a missing limb, could be a lot of things. I mean, we don't judge. We just kind of make sure the criteria is met, and we're good.
So, Bill, do you actually physically take them out? Do you serve as kind of their guide to get them onto some of these animals?
Yes, we do. We do have, as Roger mentioned, George Berger over in the east. There's a guide and outfitter that I've known for years, and he has taken one of our hunters since I think 2012. Great guy to take those guys out, and that experience last year over there is a memorable one for everybody. But we do have now a couple up at Towner that take hunters out. We've got a couple north of Grassy Butte that has been taking hunters out, and we're really stingy with that. We want to make sure they have a quality outdoor experience. But yeah, it's always a board member. Other than those 3 situations I mentioned, it's always a board member that goes with them. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the landowners. It's just amazing how they have accepted us and willing to let us on and to take any deer that they have out there. It's as an example, on 2 occasions, I was with a hunter and we saw deer on someone's land that I didn't have permission. I called those people and I told them, this is Bill Shaler. I have an injured veteran out here, and they wouldn't even let me quit. I didn't have time to ask permission. They said, you go any of our land you want, you take that guy. And so, yeah, it's, their hospitality is unmatched out here, and it's just so great to see.
Well, we live in an area, Bill, where, I personally think the Dakota Territory has some of the most highly respect toward our military that there is, especially our veterans. So I don't see any problem with that. I do have a text message that came in about, I don't know which one of you guys want to take this one. It says, what do you do with the meat when you go elk hunting in the park? Because I'm guessing this stems from when they wanted to do that big reduction years ago. There was, they had to be 4 hunters and you split the meat and everything like that. So is it the same way, or does the hunter actually get to keep it?
So it's a really fine line with the park. Okay. So we don't call them hunters. We call them veterans or volunteers. Sure. So there's a fine line between hunting and culling. So this is a culling operation. So every veteran that comes into the park, and the numbers in the park, I'm just going to say it's above 30 this year that we have to take out. I don't want to put a specific number on it, but a veteran may harvest 6 or 7 elk, and he can keep one of those elk for himself. So Dan Kraft and his team down at Butcher Block, they process all of the elk out of the park, and that meat, the one elk goes to each veteran, and the remaining meat, we work with Arnie Havelka and Todd Otto with the Legion Arnie is the commander, and Todd Otto is the local post commander here. And the park will donate 3 to 4 animals a year, and it varies year by year, to homeless vets with the Legions. And then the remaining meat will go to tribes, the Red Lake, Pine Ridge tribes in North Dakota. It goes to our natives.
Okay. Well, it's good that there's, I guess, outlets for that, and it's such good meat. I love elk meat here. And what does the Injured Military Wildlife Project cover for expenses? If a veteran's listening right now and they're thinking, well, next year there's a guy in Pierce, South Dakota that wants to get into it, and for 2021, but he's like, what exactly is going to have to come out of my pocket?
So, Scott, for our programs, the elk program, we will pay for the mileage, the motels, the meals. We will pay for the meat processing as well. So there is absolutely no cost to the veteran in the park. And then on the deer side, we will do the same. And for the out-of-state people for 2021, I'm thinking the number is $300 travel credit that we do for that. And it was a really delicate thing not to do, give one veteran more than we're giving the other.
Yeah.
So we just, figured up an average travel cost, and we're going to issue a credit, and we cover everything. In some cases, it varies year to year. We may cover taxidermy work. So it all depends.
And more information can be found on your website. Bill, you got 2 tags left. If there's 2 military guys out there or ladies right now that are thinking, you know what, I want to get in on this too, because it's statewide tag. How do they get in touch with you if they want to call or approach you today and say, you know what, I really want to take advantage of one of these 2 tags?
Well, if they want to apply through our website, they can sure do that. As I said, it's IMWPND.com, Injured Military Wildlife Project in North Dakota.com. Or if that's not readily available for them, they could give me or Roger a call. My number, 701-290-7828. And Roger, help me with yours.
701-580-6321.
Awesome. Well, guys, I appreciate you so much for being able to take some Saturday morning time and come on the radio program here with me today. Hopefully we can get those other 2 tags filled up and keep supporting the military out there, especially our vets.
Thank you so much for having us on again, Scott. Hopefully we'll get the word out and just keep improving the program. Thanks for all you do.
You bet. Thanks a lot. Bill Shaler, Roger Cadamus, you guys have a great one. Enjoy your Saturday. Coming up in the second half of the radio program, it is going to be open lines, 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682 is the number. And feel free to call in with anything you want to talk about. I know there's a few things going on. I got a whole message here that I had to print out here about, election stuff. What's going to happen if one person gets in and not the other? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about upcoming events and, get ready to go because I want to hear your stories. Are you seeing dead deer out there? We're going to take a break and come back and talk a little bit more about that too. 888-932-5682, 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA, toll-free number. And again, I'm my own producer, so it'll put you on hold right away. Be back after these messages.
Pfeiffer's Auction Company will be hosting our annual Western Dakota Fall Equipment Auction Friday, September 25th in Bowman, North Dakota. This year's great event offers John Deere 9630, 7930, and 7730 tractors, low-hour New Holland and John Deere windrowers, lots of great hay equipment, livestock equipment, harvest equipment, and more. This Pfeiffer's Auction also features dump trucks, semis and trailers, vehicles and ATVs, and a large assortment of tools and shop equipment. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for this live and online auction September 25th in Bowman. For online bidding and daily updates on inventory of this great auction, log on to Pfeiffer's.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHEWalleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
Pfeiffer's Auction Company will be hosting our annual Western Dakota Fall Equipment Auction Friday, September 25th in Bowman, North Dakota. This year's great event offers John Deere 9630, 7930, and 7730 tractors, low-hour New Holland and John Deere windrowers, lots of great hay equipment, livestock equipment, harvest equipment, and more. This Pfeiffer's Auction also features dump trucks, semis and trailers, vehicles and ATVs, and a large assortment of tools and shop equipment. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for this live and online auction September 25th in Bowman. For online bidding and daily updates on inventory of this great auction, log on to Pfeiffer's.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHEWalleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. You can hear my daily program in all of these radio stations. If you miss it, you can always go to DakotaPrairieOutdoors.com. And if you miss out on the Saturday program, you can always go to my YouTube channel. It's automatically uploaded because I'm live right now. Thanks, YouTube subscribers and people watching right now. Appreciate that a lot. And it is open line for the second half of the hour, okay? It's pretty simple. 888-932-5682 is the number. When you call, you're automatically thrown on hold, or you should be, because that's how my system should be set up here. Well, it is now, okay? I just enabled that feature. That way you don't get hung up on, or it rings in on the show or nothing. But as my own producer, you can call in and do that. We're going to discuss a few just sending some text here. All right.
So a few events coming up that I was promised I'd get out there. The 91st Annual Convention and Trade Show for the North Dakota Stockmen's Association is October 8th through the 10th. Let's see here. Tomorrow's Top Hands Beef Leadership Summit is going to be in the Minot area Thursday, Friday, Saturday, October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The Bowman Fire Department Pancake and Sausage Fundraiser is Sunday, October 11th. And, hey, these are all upside down. Let's get them straightened out. Hey, check this one out. Rusty's Annual Pheasant Contest. And Rusty's Saloon and Grill, St. Anthony, North Dakota, just south of Mandan, north of Flasher, whichever way you want to go. That is Saturday, October 24th. And some out-of-stater one here, outside of the Dakota Territory. This one was sent to me last night. It's the 8th Annual Hunt and Auction. This is put on by WyomingWomen'sAntelopeHunt.org. Bidding opens October 1st through 17th. Live video streaming of the event on October 17th at 7 p.m. And again, this is the 8th Annual Hunt and Auction. Put on, you can visit WyomingWomen'sAntelopeHunt.org. Speaking of women getting antelope, holy moly. There was one gal south of Highway 12 that got one of the biggest ones I've seen. One more, and I'll get to your phone call. Stay online. Is the Wolf Hunter and Trappers Wanted. This one was sent to me by the guy that really doesn't like me a whole lot about shooting porcupines. Foundation for Wildlife Management here. It's up to $1,000 per wolf, and you get to keep the pelt. This is in Idaho. Okay, they're having some issues with their elk herd because they thought, it was a good idea to introduce wolves to take care of those bigger game animals that were having some issues, and now they're having issues with wolves. Go figure. Shocker. Welcome to Dakota Prairie Outdoors. What's your first name?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, huh? Turn your radio down. I can hear a little bit of background feed going on there.
All right. This is Jesse. How you doing?
I figured it was Jeremiah. You can't even come up with a fake name. Hey, I got a question for you.
I can't even come up with a decent fake name. You're right.
I have a question for you. What have you been hearing up that way in your neck of the woods about dead deer? I've been getting messages from all across North and South Dakota. Farmers and especially have been seeing a lot of them in their fields. Have you been hearing anything up that way?
I haven't. I haven't been out and about a whole lot this last couple of weeks, though. But even all the way through harvest, talked to Dean Cannell, Ryan Wolf, quite a few others around here. I just haven't had them guys bring that up. That's not saying they haven't been seeing them, though.
Yeah.
I'll do some investigating up around this area and get you some info for next week's show.
Okay. Another thing that you and I need to talk about first and foremost, North and South Dakota firefighters. I'll tell you this right now. So first off, I got this message last night, and we want to thank, actually it was from one of my radio affiliates down there, firefighters from Fort Pierre, and Miller. They finally got home this week after spending 2 weeks helping put out wildfires in different parts of South Dakota and Wyoming. And also, big thanks to all the North Dakota firefighters returning from the state of Oregon. And, that's one of the things all these volunteer firefighting departments, Jesse, do is they head out. And I tell you what, it doesn't matter where the fire is. Some of these guys like Lane Hall is so excited about going and helping people that I think he'd rather quit his job and just be full-time smoke jumper, I think, is what he'd rather do. But a big thanks to those guys.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort from all over the country when them big fires break out. And we're lucky enough in a lot of these small towns, Bowman, Amadon, Hazen, Beulah, all the small towns around. A lot of these guys have taken the PAC test. They hold their red card.
Yeah. So
they're able to go in and help with these forest fires. And they have proven that they're physically capable, because I tell you what, you think hunting in forest and mountainous territory is tough.
Yeah.
Try hiking in there with a shovel and a rake and then fight your way out, fight for your life sometimes. Them guys got to really know what they're doing when they go up and do that.
Shovel and a rake, I think they carry an oxygen tank and all their full turnout gear. And
it would make us to see that operation.
It would make our bow hunting trip to the west side of the river over here look like a walk in the park to those guys.
Yeah, it is something else.
All right, I tell you what, I've been having. Darren says that Hebron area is the closest that he's heard of some people finding dead deer. Scranton area, man.
Okay.
Holy moly. I know South Dakota, they've been having a lot down in that neck of the woods too. So
Yeah, Darren gets out and about with his job and talks to a lot of different people, so we can have him figure that out and get back to us also. I mean, it's just, you see this every few years. A lot of times it's on, dry years. Then the deer start to congregate around the water holes that there are, and it starts to spread. The disease starts to spread more. It's just the way it is, you know.
So I got in an argument with a guy about exactly what you just said. All right. I said, they asked me if I've been seeing any dead deer up my way. I'm like, we really don't have a whole lot of standing water on the ranch. It's either artesian wells, spring-fed wells, or pipeline wells. We don't have a lot of dugouts.
Or the river.
Here. Or the river, yeah. It's always flowing of some sort. I thought it was more of the stagnant water where they get this, and this guy argued with me. He's like, I don't have any standing water in my entire place, he said, and I've been finding just loads of dead deer when I'm going out, and whether it was wheat or durum or whatever that they were going after.
I don't, no one really has there's a lot of theory, but I haven't ever heard a real good explanation of how it actually travels. They say, well, it depends on which disease it is. One of them travels by insects.
Yeah, the mites.
So the more congregated, more congregated the deer get, the worse it is, because the insects are jumping animal to animal. Some people say it's through food source. Some people say it's through water source, through saliva transfer. I don't know. You can't deny that these diseases in these deer go through a cycle. You see a deer like this where there's dead deer everywhere, and then you'll see 3, 4, 5 years where you don't hardly hear about it. And there's got to be a rhyme or reason, but no one can seem to agree on it. All that I know is it seems like a natural occurring thing, and it doesn't matter how much we do, no matter how much we ban this or try to do that, it's going to come around.
It's Mother
Nature. They're going to have a kill off. It's just the way it is.
It's Mother Nature. Darren says we should get Rod S. on the show and talk about forest fires.
I was thinking the same thing. Rod Skolsky, he's one of the grand poobahs in the whole United States as far as lining out personnel and taking care of these fires when they happen. And he's one of the control burn commanders, and he puts together the whole burn plan and all that sort of stuff. I've thought many times about having him on, so I will talk to him.
Jamie says, Jamie was going to come down and go after some antelope this weekend with me, but he decided to stay home because, he's worried that I am going to spread COVID because I don't have masks on any of my cows. And none of my cows stay 6 feet apart and the mineral feeder. But he says, I haven't found any dead deer from unknown causes in Golden Valley. Another text from Ivan comes in, says they need to make deer masks. It'll solve the entire problem.
There you go.
And they'll somehow blame the dead deer on COVID-19. So there you go. People have at least people are laughing about it a little bit. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. By the way, World Wide Web and otherwise, I was not comparing these dead deer to the people dying from COVID-19. That's the next text I'll get.
Well, welcome to my life here of having a hunting program. Although I do have a little bit more of a filter than you do sometimes.
Nah, filters are overrated, just like masks.
Wayne Muth says north of the park is a couple down that way too. Hey.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, Dave Septon. I doubt he's listening. He's still probably on a 2-day binger right now. And I should have explained this a little bit better on my Facebook post, because Keith Warren, he congratulated Dave. So Dave Septon, neighbor of mine, contacted me back in June. Says, Scott, if you see any elk up in your country, let me know. He got drawn for his once-in-a-lifetime North Dakota tag, and I did not post that on my Facebook. I said once-in-a-lifetime elk, and in my mind, I'm thinking everybody knows what I'm talking about, but people that don't live in North Dakota don't understand. You only get one chance at this, and then that's it for the rest of your life. And
it doesn't matter if you take one or not.
Exactly.
If you don't get an elk harvested, you don't get another tag
in this state. So anyway, The other morning, it was crisp 30 degrees out, but 24 on the bottoms, and I had the feeling, and by golly, I seen one up on some federal stuff, and I called up Dave, and Dave, did you feel your tag? No, and we went on a heck of an awesome hunt, Jesse. I mean, it was just so much fun to hear them bugling, and And that's a new thing I'm going to use for coyote hunting, because anytime that elk bugled, the coyotes went crazy. So I think,
Really?
yeah. And I mean, lit up, especially if you want to use it for a location. It was crazy. But anyway, congratulations, Dave Septon. I don't know what it's going to score because I have never scored a single deer in my life. I really don't care to, but anyway, it was a doozy. So if you want to see pictures of it, you can go to my Facebook page, or it's Scott Bachmeyer, or you can go to my Instagram page at Broke Rancher, and you can find photos of that right there. So it's just fun. I took that video. Jesse, did you finally get the video?
I never did. It never came through.
All right, I edited down to a shorter version to send, and let me tell you what, nothing beats watching a full-grown man that can probably lift the back end of a 3/4 ton pickup over his shoulders, shake like a 3-year-old kid coming out of a swimming pool at 30 degrees, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. And Dave's hunted a lot of animals in his life, too. Yeah. So that just tells you what kind of rush that is.
Oh, it's got to be. It's great. On the other news, you ready for this? You probably know already. Remington went bankrupt.
Oh, yeah, I did see some news.
And there's rumors going around that Remington was, certain portions of it was purchased by George Soros, and that's why it went out, because they're trying to eliminate guns and gun manufacturers. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But
George Soros is a stakeholder in the Freedom's Arms Group, and that's who owned Remington, all the Remington stuff.
There you go.
Indirectly, that's true, but I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Probably not, but it sure seems fishy to me. However, they're auctioning off certain, branches of Remington. And Sturm Ruger is going to acquire Remington's Marlin firearm. They're going to spend $30 million. They're going to pay for that thing and try to keep the Marlin lever actions going.
Yeah, you'll have Ruger Marlin or Marlin Ruger or whatever they're going to call it, but Ruger will be pumping out lever actions. So we'll see what they do with the brand and see. Marlin's had a great reputation for literally hundreds of years. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
I don't know. I like lever actions, and you and I are planning on trying to attempt our deer tags this year with lever actions. Well, first off, pistols. So we have to choose.
Everybody I tell about that, the very first thing they say is, you better have it on video. So there's a whole lot of non-trust, non-believers that I can get this done. So I'm going to have to rig up the old unicorn GoPro mount, I guess, and get this pistol kill on video.
Maybe the non-believers are true believers, the Justin Bieber's believers.
The believers.
Yeah, the believers. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it's coming around the corner. Antelope season open. I actually called DPMS, and they told me George Soros had nothing to do with ownership of their company. I didn't know DPMS was still out. I thought somebody bought them years ago.
Well, they did. DPMS is owned by Freedom Arms Group, which is
very well
the one that owns all that stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
See, I'm glad you guys are into this stuff. I'm not.
Google Freedom Arms Group and see what brands they own. It's staggering. It's most of the gun accessory stuff that's sold at Walmart, from earplugs to shooting glasses to all that sort of stuff, is owned by that same corporation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going bankrupt.
Yeah, I think a lot of different things have happened. The whole AR-15 school shooting lawsuit, all that stuff. That did not help that company out any. They poured millions and billions of dollars into defense costs and payouts and all that sort of stuff. So that's partially to blame in my mind. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lot of factors there that made that company just financially go in the wrong direction.
So I couldn't get to sleep last night, and I never watched the debate between Trump and Biden. Can you bring?
Did you watch the whole thing?
I didn't watch anything. No. What I did was, I want to research my own stuff. So I went to joebiden.com.
Okay.
And I started researching what's going on here, and I typed in /guns, and it brought this up. So I don't know if this is true or not. The internet, you can make a web page look like anything. I don't know, but he's looking to buy back the assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. He says as he calls them, buying back the weapons of war that are on the streets. And that is kind of hilarious to me because my first rifle that I ever purchased.
I was going to say, is he going to buy your M1?
My 1903 Springfield, yeah, exactly, or an M1 Garand. Those are the original weapons of. When you're talking older weapons of war, it's he's just talking about semi-automatic. He's also looking at reducing the stockpile of weapons, which means you're only going to be allowed to purchase. What is it? One per month or one per year or something like that, and then also ending all online sale of firearms and ammunitions. So there you go. That's what I researched last night in my my sleepy 2:00 in the morning thing going on. So there you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard. You get these remote areas, whether you're in a remote area or an area with one store that's constantly out of product because they can't get it. Online's your only resource.
Well, for me, for ammunition for my 28 Nosler that the Meyer brothers built me here, I tell you what, that was the only way I could find ammunition for that thing.
For a long time, yeah.
Exactly.
In firearm sales over the internet, what he probably doesn't understand is that purchase still has to go through a local FFL.
Yeah.
You still have to have somebody with a federal firearms license for that weapon to be shipped to. And then you still have to fill out the paperwork at that local shop.
But
you can't just
there's a
order
local
a gun
guy
online
Jesse,
and have it shipped to your mailbox.
There's a local guy that runs a business that if I 2 years ago I stepped into that business and he swore to me that you can buy a fully automatic rifle right online. And I told him, I said, you show me that website. He's like, well, you can do it.
10.
You can do it. And I said, no, there's no way you can legally do that. And he's like,
Nope.
yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I don't think it matters if they believe the facts or not. I don't think that really matters to some people. They just truly believe that you can buy a fully automatic, machine gun right online, which is not possible. But hey, we're toward the end of it here. Are you going to get down here for deer season? Bring your pistol. What else are you going to bring? You got your bow tag filled. Congratulations on that.
I am in the process of hunting down some tires so that I can bring my own refrigerated trailer with.
Yeah, bring that down. That's going to be a necessity. And well, hopefully here I can get my antelope. It's kind of hard when you have a gratis tag. You got to stick on your own stuff when you have just a small little plot of land, and the antelope come over there maybe once a year. You're just hoping that's that time of year, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit tougher. But hey, appreciate you calling in, BSing with me a little bit on the open line side.
Hey, you bet. Great show this morning. It's fun to hear about those veterans programs.
Yeah, two tags left. And if there's any vets that want to go deer hunting this fall, they're allowing you to get in on this year. And I tell you what, just find them online. Injured Military Veterans Project of North Dakota. Jesse, have a good day, man. See you later.
You too.
And everybody else, thanks for tuning in today. KGFX in Pierre, KOLY in Mobridge, KFYR in Bismarck, Mandan, KLTC, Dickinson, and KCJB, and Minot. Appreciate you stations for carrying me all across 6 states and a couple Canadian provinces. Also, thanks YouTube and all the visitors and subscribers on that as well. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Subscribe. Have yourself a great weekend. Eat some meat, drink some milk. All right, radio stations. I am going to hang up with you guys. Thank you. Jesse, anything you want to say to the folks on YouTube now that we're off air? Oh, he's not there. What the heck? Well, let's drop it then. All right, YouTube, have yourself a great day. Enjoy it. I'm going to go run over and help the neighbor work some cattle, and I just got the text message that I need to bring my vet box. Okay, it'll be on its way, Joe. See ya.